Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Bougie Bree. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you choose to be here with me. And guess what? I love that shit. Okay, if you can't tell, this is a different surrounding. I'm doing a life update. I bought a condo. I'm all moved in. There's a couple little things I need to do. Um, like I need to put up my like wall stuff. I need to put up my lights and stuff. But everything is moved in. All the bedrooms are done. Um, the bathrooms are finished. The kitchen is finished. The living room is finished. I'm missing in the living room a couch because I gave my couch away. And I'm thinking about putting my office in my living room too for work because the living room's that big. It's huge. So I am going to do a room tour. But I have to wait until, or I want to wait until everything is put up correctly. And I'm gonna, show the closets and my lights and everything. I'm super fucking excited. This is major for me. I've either lived at home or in apartments or in a dorm. And so I'm really excited. I want to talk to you guys about it. That was the Rimmel Stay Matte. I'm trying to use it up. It's a hot mess, so I'm trying to use it up. I took like a whole month off for this endeavor because I had to pack my house by myself, my apartment by myself. And my apartment, it was never messy or dirty or anything like this. This is the Wet and Wild, I think in Caramel. But it sure as hell had a lot of stuff. And I had to pack that stuff all by myself. In the midst of that, if you guys, can you see Nala? There she is right there. In the midst of that, I've been dealing with some medical problems. In 5 weeks, I put on 32 pounds. And I've been going to every doctor under the sun to figure out what the hell's going on. If it's a hormone related thing, like, being menopausal, or if it's, they thought it was my thyroid. It's not. They did find 2 masses on each side of my lymph nodes. So we're doing a, what is it called? CT scan and a biopsy to find out if they're malignant or if they're benign or what the hell they are. Now, when the doctor was checking me, he was like, how long have you had these? And I was like, a while. And he was like, why didn't you say anything? And I told him, I've lived with illness for 10 years, and people get tired of hearing that shit. They don't want to hear how sick you are all the time. So I just kind of was like, it's no big deal. But apparently it's can be a big deal. I mean, I just used the Wet n Wild, and now I'm using the old school Too Faced, the chocolate powder. This is the old one because I love Too Faced base products. I really do. So that's what's going. I'm using my bronzer brush. I just realized that was okay. That'll work out. So that's what's going on with me medically. So I went from a size 12 to a size 16. It seemed like overnight because I weigh myself every week, and I was watching my weight go up and up. But one day I woke up and I could feel the weight. Does that make sense? Like I could feel the heaviness of my body. So during that I was trying to pack, and I have back problems. I've had 2 back surgeries. My back started giving me trouble. I smoke as well, and going up and down the stairs was even worse. It just became like, it wasn't as joyous as I wanted it to be because of my body giving me so many problems. So that that has been an issue. So we're working that out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to the doctor and we're working it out. Hold on, let me get a blush. Grab a blush real quick. Actually, I do want to use this. Okay. I'm using the NARS with this exposed. I really like this. So that's what's going on with me medically. I moved in. I signed on the 18th. My father helped me. My father is just very kind. My dad was kind of like a hard ass growing up, and even into my adulthood. But after my mother died, he made this really easy, and I thought that this was going to be like pulling teeth. In the meantime, his brother is dying. His sister-in-law died. He's working because of COVID. Older people in the community where his law office is had passed, and all their children were coming to probate their wills, which is what my dad does. And so he was working his ass off in the midst of all of that. So, and then trying to get the house together. So he ended up deciding I did contribute. We ended up doing a cash deal. We bought it cash. So, where's my goddamn bronzer? Jesus. Hold on. I need a bronzer. I'm gonna do this one. Because of all the things that were going on, I haven't been able to record. Like, my medical situation, moving. I did record one video while I was moving, and I had to scrap it because it was so shitty. I didn't have my light set up. My room was like bare. There was nothing on the walls. Everything had been moved. So it wasn't like something I wanted to present. Like, I wasn't happy with it. And then I realized I had done that. It was a tag. I had done the tag before, so it really didn't work out for me. That's what we're doing. I'm done with that. So, you guys know that I have a lot of makeup, in particular eyeshadow palettes, working with about 900 at one time. During the move, I was like, okay, Brie, what can you really just let go? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bitch. This is a lot of stuff. What can you just say, goodbye to? And I packed up about 300. So they're sitting in the closet in a section called Declutter. And I'll be selling them on Mercari. And I'm really proud of that. Also, blush and other products as well. I did get rid of some of those. Now, saying 600 is still fucking a lot. But 900 is way more. So I will be doing a collection video and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. Guys, I love doing my collection videos and I love doing tags. That's what I like to do. And so I'm going to get back into the groove of things. One thing that is imperative the next couple of... this right here was the... What do they call this? This is the Rainforest of the Sea Foil Finger Face Quad. I have used the shit out of this. Can you see? I've panned 2 of them. And you guys know I got all that shit, so I was super excited about that. This next couple of months is really critical. Not letting you over there, boo-boo. Is really critical because today is what is it? October. God damn it. Today is August 30th. My mother's birthday is on the 10th, and you guys know that my mother passed away a couple years ago. The day she passed away is October 15th. My parents' wedding anniversary is October 17th. And for the last 2 years, I have not celebrated Christmas or Thanksgiving. So, this time from like September to December is terrible. Like, it's just so much happening in my family, in my life, and it's just really hard to cope with it because my mother loved the holidays, especially Christmas. She loved watching people open their presents and seeing their reaction, and she was so amazing at getting you exactly what you wanted without you even knowing that you wanted it. Especially with me, like, she just always surprised me with the best stuff. I'm using the Dominique Cosmetics Latte Palette. So I miss that. If you hear like what sounds like peeing, that's not peeing, that's the air conditioner. I miss that those times she would decorate the house, and it was beautiful. The house was beautiful, really well decorated. I can't see shit. Really well decorated, just beautiful, and not like God. Just like she had like gold and cream, and it was just so beautiful. And I miss it so much. I miss her so much. I miss that time so much. And so it's a very hard time of year for me. My brother has his own family, and this is not the color that's in the palette. I grabbed another single. My brother has his family, my sister has her family, and for the last 2 years, they really haven't invited me to their homes for Christmas. Another thing, this sounds really fucking stupid, but I haven't unwrapped a present since my mother died. Like, I haven't gotten a present and unwrapped it and been like, wow, or a present at all. And so that's kind of something I miss. I miss getting presents from my mom because they were so thoughtful. And my sister and my brother, I don't think they realize that, like, they don't realize that I spend Thanksgiving and Christmas by myself. They don't even realize it. And that's okay. They have their lives. They have their children. I do go over to my dad's house. Sorry, my parents' house. It's still my mom and dad's house. And I do, spend a little time with my dad because it's just as hard for him. My parents were married for 55 years and they were together for 60. So it's just as hard for him. And he loved that his wife decorated the house and made Christmas. And he was always like blown away by what she would give him. All of us were, but me and my dad were always like, "Holy shit! How did you know I want this?" And she always got him the exact thing that he wanted. So for his wedding anniversary, their wedding anniversary last year, my dad likes chocolate, and my mom one year gave him a crystal Waterford crystal chocolate kiss, like Hershey's Kiss. And so for his wedding anniversary, I showed up at the house, and of course he's sad. And I gave him 5 chocolate bars, one for mom, dad, my sister, my brother, and me. And then I gave him a bag of Hershey Kisses, and he just fell apart. He just thought, like, because I know and not to brag or anything, but I know my parents, and I have a better relationship with my parents than my brother and sister. We all have very different relationships, but because I was the youngest, and I spent the most time with them, by the time my sister was 15, almost 16 when I was born, and my brother's the only boy. By the time they both left the house, it was just me and my parents. My parents had a child in their house, living in their house, the entire time they were married, except for the 9 months before my sister came into the world, and like a year or two after who moved out? Was it me? No, I guess like 4 years after I moved out, because I stayed with my parents till I was like 30, because there's no reason for me to go anywhere. And so they were like, their empty nest was really late in their marriage, where they spent a lot of time together. And it was cute because I remember my dad would always walk out the door and be like on his way to work. And then when I got clean, the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, they're very big on hugging and kissing. And my family wasn't like that, and they're still not like that really. But I started hugging and kissing my parents, and they were like, "What are you doing?" That wasn't our family. But they started doing that. And so my dad, when he would leave for work, he would kiss my mom. They always were like, drink coffee together. But they never were like that couple. You know what I'm saying? They were never like holding in hands and stuff like that. And over time, they became very affectionate with each other. And I mean, they were affectionate. Don't get me wrong. My parents loved each other to death. And my dad loved my mom till the day she died. And in fact, she died on the 15th. And I think on the 14th, she was still conscious. And my dad said, "You better be ready to dance on Wednesday," which was their wedding anniversary. So he was still like hopeful at that point. Then I started seeing my parents hold hands, like when they would walk somewhere together, like, we would go to a restaurant. Usually I would walk with my mom. I would help her walk. And not help her walk. She was walking fine. But I would like escort my mom places. And then all of a sudden my dad started holding her hand and helping her. Not helping her. They would help each other because they're old as shit. But they started being a little bit more affectionate. He started kissing her goodbye. And we would all make fun of him. We'd be like, ooh, just being ridiculous kids. My sister would come over sometimes, and my parents would be like talking, and she's like, "Why are they arguing?" I'm like, "No, they're just fucking talking." Like, that's how they talk. Because I had been living there so long, I knew how my parents were. Yeah, they were, quote, arguing, but they never cursed at each other, never ever called each other names, never. When I'm dating a guy and I hear him say anything close to a bitch or hoe, like towards me or any other woman, I'm done. Because my dad was not like that. I'm very old school with the guys that I date. I don't like that. I don't like that. No. My dad never called my mom outside her name, and a guy is never going to do that to me. And maybe that's why I'm not married, because my standards are much higher. I'm very traditional in a lot of ways. I just use the voluminous. You guys know that's my shit. A lot of people ask me why I close my eyes, because I close my eyes when I do my lashes. And it's usually because, for me, they extend more. They curl up more. They're already really curly. You can't see. So, anyway. So the time for Christmas, Thanksgiving is really hard. My mom, before she passed away, asked me to do a couple of things regarding her traditions. One of them is that she wanted me to put up her 3 Christmas trees. On the backside of our couch in my parents' house, she would decorate it with 3 Christmas trees. And they were all the ornaments that my brother and I had, and my sister had ever made, and when we were kids. And then they became her grandkids' ornaments, and that was really important to her. And I have not done that, and this year I'm going to do that. Another thing she asked me to do. Oh, what was another thing she asked me to do? I can't remember. Oh, was to buy everybody perfume or cologne for Christmas. My mom, no matter what present you got a fucking bottle of perfume, and you got or a bottle of cologne. Everybody got one. And so she wanted me to do that. She also wanted me to decorate her tree of angels. She had a collection of angels. Her friend Cynthia gave her an angel every year, and she had a mini tree of angels. And so those are the things that she wanted to do. I haven't really expressed that to my dad because he really doesn't want to do that stuff, but we're going to do it this year. So that's what's going on. How are y'all loving my hair? I went back to work. I'm working in a clinic now. Before I was working at home. If you guys don't know, I'm a registered behavioral therapist. I work with autistic children. I have a master's in social work as well. And so I've been working in a clinic. I've been working with one client. Usually when you work in a clinic, you rotate clients all the time, and I was not going to do that. I think that's a really poor way to deal with autistic children. They need consistency, and rotating, every child. And they would rotate children, the clinics I've been at, they would rotate children throughout the day, not throughout the week. Like, all day long, they would rotate to a different therapist. No, that's fucking horrible, in my opinion, which is the only one that counts on this channel. And so the clinic I'm at now is not like that. The hours are perfect for me and Nala. The wage is perfect for me. I can still do other things that I'm working on, like writing my book and stuff like that, and other things that I do that I don't really talk about on this channel because of anonymity of victims and certain things that I work with. So that's why I don't talk about that. I have been thinking about going back to meetings, Narcotics Anonymous and AA meetings, not because I need to. Let me be really clear, because I don't. The desire to use has been gone for years. But I miss the fellowship, and I don't really have any friends. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I don't. I don't have any friends. I have one friend named Joan, and she's amazing, and she has an amazing kid. I'm not going to say his name because he's not an adult, but he's an amazing kid. I love spending time with them. But she spends time with her family. She can't hang out with me all the time, you know what I'm saying? So that's my only friend. That's the only person I hang out with. And she definitely is kind and loving. And we reunited over... Houston had a freeze last year. Or is it this year? I don't know when the fuck it was. But it was fucking miserable. Like, it got down to, like, -2 or whatever the fuck. It was horrible. It was horrible. I have anemia, so I'm always cold. And I was out of cigarettes. And I could not get to cigarettes because of the way the roads were. And so by the time I was able to get somewhere, Jen had power. I had no power for 96 fucking hours. It was freezing. Me and Nala were in our closet because my bedroom had windows, like huge window. And so they were saying on the news, if you're, very cold and you don't have like any way to generate heat, go inside, be inside a room or a closet that is not exposed to windows or a door or something like that. And so we slept in my closet with 1,000 blankets, and I would barbecue for my neighbors and myself, and then I would take a pot, and I actually have one of those water coolers from like an office. I filled it with water, I put it in the barbecue pit and let it warm, and that's how I took a bath. It was fucking horrible. Never again. Never, ever, ever again. So during that time, Jen and I, we reunited. We hadn't seen each other for 25 years, but she lived near me, and I needed cigarettes. And I posted on Facebook, I'll give somebody $1,000 if you need bring me cigarettes. And Jen was like, hey, come to my house. And once the freeze kind of lifted and I was able to drive, I was at Jen's house, okay? Because I needed my smokes. I was like really, I was cold, I was hungry, there's no power, my phones were going dead, my laptop was going dead, like I had no... It was fun. I went through Hurricane Ike and Harvey, and I would do one of them over again, and I flooded in Harvey and lost all my shit. That is how bad the freeze was. I was miserable. Never again. Never again. So anyway, Jen is my only friend that I hang out with. And you know, it's a good time. We have a good time. I do plan on going somewhere for my 45th birthday. I saw years ago about a treehouse hotel. And my friend, I do have one friend from grade school that I keep in touch with, but not every day like Jen and I do. And for our 45th birthday, we're going to go to a treetop hotel, and they're all over the world. And that's something we really, really want to do. We may do it sooner, but we've been talking about doing that. And so that's something I'm looking forward to. I've known Anna since I was 6 or 7. We got our first communion together, and then we reunited in grade school because I went to a different school, but we went to the same church. And I've known her, what are we, 41, 35 years. So we were like best friends in grade school. That was my home skillet. Like that was it. So there are things I'm looking forward to, and I'm trying really hard to not allow myself to get down for this Christmas and Thanksgiving. You know, when I was moving, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, Mom would be here and she'd be decorating because she could sew. She could do a lot of things. She made my sister's maternity clothes. Like, my mom was very talented. My parents' house is beautiful. It's like a museum. Like, you don't want to sit down anywhere. And I could just thinking, like, Mom would really want to have this here and have that there and buy me the things that we both would love. And I don't have that. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know she loves me and she misses me, and I miss her too. So I just pray that during the holidays I'm able to get through it, or maybe enjoy it instead of focusing on getting through it. Maybe enjoy it a little bit and bring some joy into my life. I do plan on doing something for other people, maybe feeding the homeless, doing something so that I'm not inside myself, I'm getting outside myself and serving others and God's people. And I think that'll help a lot. A lot of times when you are wrapped up in yourself, if you can reach out to somebody else and help them, that'll alleviate the pain and take the focus off of you. So I think I'm going to be doing that too, volunteering somewhere and doing something kind for somebody else. Anyway, that's what's going on. That's the life update. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really glad that I get to see you again. I can't wait to do the room tour. I might do a house tour. I don't know. I'm kind of not embarrassed, but my house is kind of bare, especially the living room. I don't have like a big screen TV or anything like that. I have like a 32-inch TV. Small, because I don't need a lot. If I had a husband or kids, I'd have a huge TV, but I don't need a lot. Not all my furniture matches. You know, you do the best you can when you're single, or when you have one income. But I'm happy with it, and I'm not embarrassed. But I'm like, my dad has this really beautiful couch in his study and a beautiful office desk that is just like stunning. And I asked him if I could have it, and he was like, "When I'm dead." So I was like, so that won't be happening. But I want to show you guys what God has blessed me with. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. I've been rambling for some time. I'm just really kind of you to spend time with me. I'm sorry that I haven't been around. Thanks so much for being here. Nala, where's Nala? Hold on. Nala, it's your baby. It's my baby. She's sleeping. She's a big ass dog. When I got her, she was 42 pounds. Now she's 58 pounds. She's a big ass dog. She's a big ass dog. That's my baby. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm so glad to see you. I want you to take care of yourself. Remember, things get real. They get different. They get really fucking different. Hang on for the ride, guys. Help's on the way. Take care. Bye.